Some of the world's most wealthy people have incredible private planes built to include every amenity and feature you could imagine. Join me as we take a look at 15 of the most luxurious private jets ever built. Number 15. Prince Al-Walid's Boeing 747. When it comes to wealth, no one can beat the royal family of Saudi Arabia. Altogether, they've amassed a fortune of about $1 trillion. And while they have a whole fleet of planes that rival mansions, the crown jewel of the country's leader is his private Boeing 747. Prince Al-Walid bought the private aircraft in 2003 for $485 million, which for him is nothing. But when he first purchased it, it wasn't all up to his standards, so he had it remodeled and refitted to look more like the palaces he's used to living in. While the leader of a country typically uses their airplane for the purposes of business, this is more of a home in the sky. There are multiple luxurious bedrooms and full bathrooms, and a dining area that seats 14, lounges, a large chandelier, and gold trim everywhere. Oh, and since he's a prince, he can't forget his throne. That's right, there's a throne room on board the Saudi prince's Boeing 747 to remind him that wherever he goes, he's royalty. Number 14. Airbus ACJ320neo. The European aerospace company Airbus is the largest airline manufacturer in the world, even surpassing Boeing in sales. One of the company's more recent designs, the $110 million ACJ320neo, will have you flying in serious style and has the rest of our mouths watering as you fly overhead. Originally an Airbus model used for commercial flights, the aircraft has been completely gutted and renovated to look more like the inside of a fancy home than an airplane. You'll never have to worry about sitting in an aisle seat or watching a bad in-flight movie when you're in one of these. The cabin itself comes in at 90 by 12 feet and could normally seat 180 people, but the redesign, thankfully, it just fits 19 and sleeps 17. Because of its wide-body frame and unique dome ceiling, the interior has 3 times as much space as most aircraft, so it'll feel like you've got the plane to yourself on a cross-continental flight. Not to mention the plush leather furniture, beautiful hardwood flooring, and even original artwork throughout. Don't feel like looking outside at an endless sky for 10 hours? Then maybe take a tour of what sounds more like a museum than it does an airplane. Number 13. Airbus ACJ350XWB. With so many luxury private jets on the market today, it's hard for the uber-wealthy to know which one to choose. But if you've got a spare $317 million laying around, then this plane might be a good option. Making its first flight in 2013, what sets this Airbus apart from the rest of them is what they call Easy Fit. The cabin comes outfitted with hundreds of small attachment points that allow passengers to customize the interior however they see fit. No two of these planes will ever look the same inside, and this is a great idea because most celebrities and CEOs are known for having eccentric and particular tastes. Even if it's a weekend rental, flying in one of these corporate jets will feel like it belongs to you. The body of the plane is larger than most homes, and because of the customization of the Easy Fit system, it's up to the customer to make the interior something truly special. And the only limits are their imaginations and, of course, the size of their wallets. The team at Airbus had pitched a few ideas for the cabin interior, like a grand entryway, above-deck crew resting areas, multiple gourmet kitchens, a massive front stateroom suite complete with a bedroom, bathroom, a shower, and a private office. Number 12. Sultan of Brunei's Boeing 747-430. The Sultan of Brunei, Hassan al-Bolkiah, is one of the richest ruling monarchs in the world, amassing his wealth through oil. He probably has a whole fleet of aircraft, but the biggest and the best is his 747-430. He paid $100 million just to buy the aircraft and spent a further $120 million to outfit it more to his liking. This Boeing looks more like an exotic 5-star hotel room than it does a personal aircraft. The private master bedroom and bathrooms are lined with gold and lilac crystal, and the sink is gold-plated too. When you have as much money as the Sultan of Brunei, you may as well spend it. The hallways are lined with gorgeous carpeting and lacquered wood, and much of the furniture on board has an aqua blue upholstery, keeping up with the royal colors. The Sultan is also a registered pilot, and it's not uncommon to see him flying his own luxury aircraft. Number 11. Kylie Jenner's Global Express Jet. Kylie Jenner is a self-made billionaire influencer, so it's no surprise that she treated herself to her own private luxury jet. and lucky for her, it comes in pink. The $72.8 million Kylie jet is one of the most insane celebrity jets around. There's room for 10 passengers on board, and anyone lucky enough to be invited is treated to some seriously pricey goodie bags, fast food, and a coconut. That's right, within the cabin of Kylie Air, you can drink straight from a coconut, because why not? No stranger to the high life, Jenner enjoys sleeping in a double bed in her master suite, lounging in the entertainment room, keeping her clothes in an enormous closet that rivals those in her own home, and 2 private bathrooms. She even makes sure to take care of the crew by giving them their very own rest area as well. Around the pink decor of the cabin, you'll also find pillows, towels, and napkins adorning the plush seats and tables, all with the Kylie Jenner monogram to remind you of just who's in charge. But Jenner is never alone, treating her family and friends and even her daughter Stormy to a second birthday party at Walt Disney World, Orlando. Not bad for a birthday the 2-year-old will never remember. Number 10. Floyd Mayweather's Gulfstream G650. Another one of the highest paid athletes in the world, Floyd "Money" Mayweather is known for flaunting his insane wealth. Mayweather's first private jet, aptly named Mayweather Air, is a Gulfstream G650 and cost him $60 million to buy and refurbish the interiors. On the outside, you can see his famous TMT logo, and the wingtip sports the logo 50-0, celebrating his boxing career. The interiors are decked out with white leather and chrome seats with personalized bed sheets and pillows to keep them flying in style. When you board, you'll be greeted with a welcome mat that reads, "The best ever," letting you know just who's owning the skies. Floyd Mayweather's Gulfstream has some serious mileage on it, and it's taken him everywhere from Hong Kong and Tokyo to Fiji and Italy. The cabin air is even refreshed every 2 minutes to keep his blood pumping for the next adventure. And because one private luxury jet isn't enough, the moneymaker bought himself a second jet for his 41st birthday and even flew to Iceland just so he could snap some pics for his Instagram. Because why not? Number 9. Mercedes-Benz Private Jet. In 2015, Mercedes-Benz Style had announced that they'd partner with Lufthansa Technik to create a design concept of a VIP aircraft cabin for short and medium-haul aircraft. But when you walk into the cabin, you'll immediately forget you're on board an aircraft because of the state-of-the-art design will make you feel like you're in a science fiction movie. And that's the whole point. It's form and comfort above everything else. The cabin interiors will have a spiral, almost DNA-like layout, and the floors flowing into the ceiling give a unique and artistic experience and aesthetic. The designers at Mercedes-Benz have said that their goal with the design was to have the entire cabin feel like a singular unit. The windows in the cabin will be behind black panels, which will have a floating appearance to make you feel like you're sitting inside a Mercedes-Benz S-Class sedan and controlled electronically, letting whoever's on board dim the cabin with the push of a button. And of course, the displays are completely touchscreen and integrated into the cabin's sleek black panels. Number 8. Boeing 747-8. The Boeing 747-8 was revealed to a standing ovation in 2011 and made its first flight that same year. Both a freighter and a passenger carrier, the passenger version of the 747-8 carries up to 467 people across 3 different class sections. And while that may sound a bit cramped, the interior cabin is 20 feet across, 200 feet long, and the design offers a much larger interior space with a curved architecture to give passengers a lot more room than they're used to. This was the first jet of its kind to be put into personal use and offers pretty luxurious layouts. The variants offer a full dining room, multiple large lounging areas, a personal office that can also be used as a conference room, a guest bedroom, and of course, the master bedroom suite. And all of this with plenty of space to spare across a whopping 4,700 square feet of space. It puts all other private jets and even most houses to absolute shame. Once you get on board, you'll think you've walked into a mansion. And of course, just because you're in an airplane doesn't mean you can't have more than one floor. The VIP version comes with 2 deck levels that can be accessed either by staircase or a private elevator that fits up to 4 people and costs only $368 million. The sky really is the limit when you're on board. Number 7. Germany's Airbus XWB. In 2018, Germany's Angela Merkel had to fly commercial because of mechanical issues on her own private plane. But in 2020, her new Airbus A350-900 XWB, better known as Merkel 1, was delivered. The new Merkle 1 comes with more efficient Rolls-Royce Trent XWB engines and provides a 25% better fuel burn, leaving behind a much smaller carbon footprint than its previous iterations. It also boasts a very powerful flight endurance and can fly to any capital city non-stop. And because the aircraft was delivered during the COVID-19 pandemic, many of its cabins were built with safety and privacy in mind in order to stop the spread. But plans have been set in motion for more spacious cabins throughout that will be optimal spaces for holding board meetings. But what makes this Merkle 1 really cool is its missile defense system. And how much did all of this cost? Try only $300 million. Number 6. Bombardier Global 7000. The fourth release from the brand, the Bombardier Global 7000, is an awesome luxury private jet that, if you can believe it, runs on the cheaper side at just $73 million. But don't let the dripping luxury fool you, because while this plane looks great, it also gets the job done just as well, making it the perfect choice for when you've got to get to a business meeting on the other side of the world. This Bombardier model is incredibly capable and flies long non-stop distances from Sydney to San Francisco or even New York to Dubai. And aside from being a $73 million workhorse, the Global 7000 looks great before you even walk inside. Instead of opting for your traditional stain-free cream color, the jet offers a wide range of white and burgundy shades, so it really stands out from the bright blue sky. This is another luxury jet that's fully customizable from top to bottom, so no two models should look the same, and the manufacturers welcome personal touches for the right price. Each of these planes holds enough space for up to 19 passengers, with plenty of room to move freely about the cabin. Number 5. Airbus A340-300. If you'd like to own the next place on our list, then you better be a billionaire, because it comes with a nasty price tag of $500 million. The Airbus A340-300 isn't joking around, and in fact, a proud owner of one of these models is the Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov. While Usmanov has plenty of private jets to get him from A to B, this A340-300 is the choice plane when it comes to his long-haul journey, with a max range of about 8,500 miles. And the thing about this plane is that while it may belong to one man, it's still an Airbus, so this thing is huge. Despite the sheer amount of space, there may only be a handful of people on board at a time. It's the perfect private jet because it feels like you have the entire place to yourself. This model is even bigger than Vladimir Putin's personal aircraft and features some luxury options like the soft leather seats and multiple full-sized bedrooms. On top of the initial $500 million cost, Usmanov spent an additional $170 million to decorate it up to his standards. Number 4. Al Walid's Airbus A380. It should be pretty clear by now that when it comes to luxury aircraft, Airbus does it right. And so their A380 is no exception. The A380 is the largest passenger aircraft ever made, and it just so happens to be one of the heaviest, weighing in at about 1.3 million pounds. Because of those specs, this isn't the most popular or common choice for a luxury jet, but Prince Alawid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia doesn't care. He went ahead and bought one anyway for about $600 million back in 2007 at the Dubai Air Show. And despite owning such a large and expensive toy, in true rich kid fashion, the prince never uses it. But that didn't stop him from going all out, because his A380 is so tricked out that it's known as another one of his flying palaces. He added a car garage, a Turkish bath, and 2 decks of living and working spaces, with the top deck being VIP only, which will probably change depending on how the prince is feeling that day. Number 3. Tyler Perry's Gulfstream III. Love him or hate him, Tyler Perry is one of the most successful actors, directors, and producers in the world, so he spared no expense when he bought his Gulfstream III. Gulfstream is an obvious top choice for many celebrities who can foot the $125 million bill, which doesn't even include all of the fun add-ons. Perry's private jet comes equipped with more technology than most of us have in our own houses, including a nice 42-inch HD TV with the Blu-ray player, a separate satellite TV, and a remote-controlled theater lighting to set the mood for his in-flight Medea movie marathons, and of course, the electronically controlled window shades. This plane is absolutely insane and probably feels a lot more like a movie theater in the sky than it does an actual plane. But hey, that's what millions of dollars will get you. And don't forget that Tyler Perry also owns a private island, so his Gulfstream III is the perfect way to get away. Number 2. Tom Cruise's Gulfstream 4. The next high flyer on our list is no stranger to living a lavish lifestyle. Starring in films like Top Gun and the Mission Impossible series, Tom Cruise's love of airplanes and living fast extends outside of his acting. He made his dream a reality in his $36 million Gulfstream 4. This state-of-the-art 19-passenger jet is powered by two Rolls-Royce T611 engines and even refreshes the cabin's air every 2 minutes. Nothing but the best for this decade-spanning action star. Cruise and his guests get to enjoy watching his movies in the jet's private screening room to give them the full theater experience at 45,000 feet in the air. And because that isn't enough, the Gulfstream 4 even comes equipped with a jacuzzi. When he's not flying in serious style in the Gulfstream, Cruise owns and operates multiple smaller airplanes, but his favorite has got to be his restored World War II fighter, the P-51 Mustang. Talk about the need for speed. Number 1. Air Force One. Probably the most recognized VIP aircraft in the world is the United States President's Air Force One. It served American presidents for decades and is basically a White House with wings. And while any aircraft carrying the president uses the call sign Air Force One, the current aircraft is the Boeing 747-200, more commonly referred to as the VC-25A. The plane comes with plenty of defense systems to keep everyone safe, including a radar jammer, countermeasures to disrupt heat-seeking missiles, and holds extensive communication facilities with the most up-to-date hardware. This plane can also be refueled mid-flight, so it can stay in the air as long as it needs to. And while Air Force One serves more of a functional purpose, it still offers 4,000 square feet with plenty of lounges, conference rooms, a hospital, 2 galleries serving gourmet food, and the presidential suite. The aircraft was recently remodeled under President Donald Trump, and the overhaul cost about $1.4 billion.
Watch our Machines playlist for more top 15 videos about awesome machines. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best machine videos.